As someone who's been in the teaching, the mentoring, the publishing business for quite a few decades now, I find this question fascinating. Just how much research do you need to conduct to find an answer to your issue? Today on Zippy Point.
Quick Zips by Zippy Point.
Quick and dirty. I'm Brock Romanak and I'm a big fan of use. So coming from the perspective of having been a young lawyer before the internet, living in a paper world and having to essentially rely on law review articles, case law, the Louis Law's set of treatises for answers to questions, I'm always amazed how far we've come over a few decades. We take for granted now that we have instant access to all the SEC's various sources of guidance, of which there are many. I list 18 of them in a separate Vid-Guide about the SEC sources of guidance, a link to which is beneath this video. But when I was young, we didn't have any of that. A new rule could be adopted by the SEC, and you might not find out about it for weeks, for months, and sometimes maybe even for years. It truly is hard to imagine what it was like back then. But that's obviously not true anymore. Now we have the opposite problem, perhaps information overload. One of the reasons why I built this Zippy Point platform is to help people navigate their information overload, right to the point every time, Zippy Point. So maybe the question we really should be asking is, there's so much information out there, so much information available, when have we conducted enough research to call it quits? Should I conduct a search on every platform that my law firm subscribes to? And if so, how extensive a search? I know on the corporatecounsel.net, my old website, there's information tucked away in deep corners that can be hard to find, even with a search engine. Certainly becoming a pro at conducting searches on all these various platforms is a crucial part of being a lawyer today. Being at a firm that has an active, well-organized knowledge library along with professionals, support staff, whose sole job is to help you conduct that type of research is a blessing. It's a gift. But if you're in-house or at a smaller firm, your work is cut out for you at some times, for sure. But don't beat yourself up too much. You're still eons ahead of where the world was 20 years ago. But you can't use that for an excuse and be negligent about what you're doing, of course. You just need to try your best. Relying just on Google searches is not enough in most cases, at least in my opinion, unless your question is simple and the answer is plain. It depends on what you dig up. Hopefully you have strong mentors within your firm to help guide you, but it is hard to be constantly asking questions of even someone willing to answer them. I know that. You have to pick your spots. You don't want to become a nuisance, a persona non grata. There's an art to all this. I have created some other separate vid guides about the art of conducting research, so look for those on zippypoint.com, and a link to some of them are beneath this video. Let me know what you think.